Good morning, everyone. This is Meena Puri from Ayurvedic Healing Center on a Thursday. Hope you are all doing well. So the topic that I'm going to talk about briefly today is relationships. And coincidentally, it happens to be the full moon tomorrow in the sign of Cancer. I'm not an astrologer, but I just know enough to get in trouble that it's all about shedding light on our relationship. Even if it was not in Cancer, full moons tend to stir up the subconscious. So last year I taught a 6-week course on how to heal your relationships, and I'm actually have put together an offer for you at the end of the video, which you will see. So you can't live with them, you can't live without them. You have one of those relationships. Relationships are difficult. I think one of the biggest reasons why they're difficult is because we haven't done the inner work. We look to our relationships to squeeze all the joy out of life. So there is an agenda instead of getting it ourselves. So imagine both partners looking to each other to get something out of each other. No, it doesn't work. It absolutely does not work. So, I wrote down 3 reasons why relationships don't work is communication, communication, communication. Why communication? I wrote it 3 times because we are not able to communicate if we're not willing to be honest, vulnerable, and if we don't have the confidence and the clarity within ourselves as to what it is that we need, our expectations, how did something make us feel, and how to effectively communicate that without arguing or attacking. So relationships, this is one of the topics where actually this is going to be my 3rd book. That we can, write a whole lot about and say a whole lot about. Relationships are important as they are at the center of our life. So where does all of our unhealed trauma show up? Where does our emotional disturbance show up? It shows up in our relationships. Relationships trigger that within us which we are not yet willing to look. So in other words, relationships provide a mirror to our inner world. And anything that we deny within ourselves, we're not willing to acknowledge, is going to show up in our relationships. And we tend to blame the other person. Logically, there may be blame, but it's deeper than that. And I want to go even a step deeper, suggesting that there's a reason why we are attracted to a person, and the reason why we're not. It's more than the looks, it's the energetics. So I'm talking about like romantic marriage relationships or close intimate relationships, but relationships, this can be applied to all the relationships with our children, our parents, our family members, our siblings, our friends. So how we are being in one relationship is how we are going to be in another relationship. So we can get rid of, we can walk away absolutely from toxic relationships. But the question to ask, why were you even attracted to that toxic relationship? And what was your contribution to that toxic relationship? Because if we do not resolve that, the next relationship we're going to be in, we're going to repeat the same old pattern. Then it's going to feel like the entire world is just full of fill in the blanks, except me. That is simply not true. So it's you know, relationships, they tug at our heart. We put a lot of our expectations with our communications. Instead of accepting, we expect. Instead of communication, we hide. We put our masks on. We pretend. And instead of being vulnerable, we hide. We fear. We fear. The fear is of being abandoned, fear of not being liked, or fear of not being loved, fear of being found out. It's ironic that the person you're most intimate and close with, you actually never really remove the clothes off your soul. You really never let them in. And that's the reason why relationships fail. So much of my practice is about relationships because people come to me with, um, anxiety or depression or healing the past trauma, or they feel abandoned and they have bad relationship with their children, their spouses, their siblings, etc., etc. And it really is all about you. When we have not done the healing work in a relationship, it's just simply going to show up in a relationship. There's no way around it. So, as long as we continue to blame the other person, that other person, that's going to repeat in our life through other people because we're never really looking inside of ourselves. So remember these few things. Relationships are a mirror. When there's something you don't like in a relationship, um, what does that say about you? What is it that you are not acknowledging within yourself? Second, relationships can be a huge opportunity for growth because they provide a mirror. So imagine if we can actually acknowledge those abandoned or unacknowledged parts of ourselves, we become more whole. We heal. We can heal through relationships. And one thing also to remember that triangular relationships don't work. In a family dynamic, it is very common to see I did this because this person. I'm not going to do this with one child because the other child. The I'm not going to, I'm doing this because of this. So instead of a two-way relationship, there's all kinds of relationship triangles that are set within a dynamic. It's impossible to get out of that mess. It's impossible to sort it out. So keep the relationship between the two people, keep it clean, keep it simple. Having said that, there are some relationships that simply run their course. Many relationships, like say friendships or social relationships, are like seasons. They serve their purpose, then the energy match is not there. And we found a lot of that during COVID time, what people felt or truly who they were all about. Um, it really showed up, and we stood up for ourselves, and the tribe that we vibed with pre-pandemic, we did not vibe with. People separated, we let go of the relationship. So there are some relationships that deplete your energy, that are toxic, and there is time to let them go. And if you're not letting them go and you're continuously suffering, that's saying something about you. Then you need to heal that part of you that continues to hold on to the relationship that's doing nothing but damaging you. Then, on the other hand, there are relationships, say in a marital or a spousal relationships, where people give up too soon. May give up too soon, or it's just not working, or it's just not this. So before you run to the court, give yourself some time. We can always get a divorce. If we do not heal ourselves through the relationship, the next person you are with is just going to be a different face, same dynamic. And so the question to ask is, which relationships can I take a deeper look? Which relationships are worth holding on to? And can I take a deeper look at that? So in order to help you do that, I have this 48-hour really big offer for you. I am offering my 6-week course. It's a live course. It's packed with so much education. There's meditations. You get benefit of learning from other people. And these are 6 90-minute recordings. It's called Healing Your Relationship. Plus, it comes with an ebook and a workbook. Plus, I'm putting in 21 of my guided meditations of your healing journey. So it gives you an opportunity to look within through the lens of the relationship. And you have lifetime access to all of this. What I'm adding is 2 hours of live Q&A with me. After you are done with the 6 weeks, I'm posting guidelines here on how to use the course. When you're done listening to each session per week, you get what you get. Otherwise, you just write down the questions that you don't understand. You start the 21 meditations. At the end of the 6 weeks, you come on live with me, and I'm there to answer your questions. It's going to be far more effective than going to years of therapy. I can assure you that. I work with many, many people who have been in therapy for many years. And this is my rule about therapy. If in 6 months it's not helping, you need to find a different therapist. My work is not just therapy, it's much deeper. It's healing the issues at the root, at the energetic level. There's somatic healing, there's guided meditations, there's just bigger, deeper wisdom and insights that is going to expand your mind that you may not have considered looking at it before. So if you are interested, if you want to go dive deep and for 6 weeks only into this offer, into this course, the link is below. Take a look. And it's only good for 2 days, today and tomorrow. So notice how this full moon is affecting your emotionality, many times the intensity, the anger, anything we have not acknowledged. Anytime we have not stood up for our soul, if we have not taken a stand for our truth, I can tell you one thing. Your soul is not going to rest. If you are somebody who's on a spiritual path, if you're someone who does the inner work, your soul is not going to rest until you take a stand, until you clean that up. So there are a lot of insights that can happen just with the full moon if we pay attention. So if this resonates with you, take a look at the link and grab the course. The offer is the usual price for something like that is over $400. I'm offering it to you for $147, and that too is in Canadian dollars. Can you believe it? So the link is below. And other than that, if you have any comments, please, I can't see them here. You can put them on the live, wherever the live you're watching. And let me know if this was helpful for you. Let me know if you have any questions. What are some of the relationship struggles that you have? It's an intimate topic. Many people may not communicate through the comments, but anything you like to share, I'll be happy to read and respond back to you. Other than that, have yourself a wonderful day and happy full moon. I will see you at the next video. Take care.